that are entirely created characters. I didn't download anybody. I used all my guys. And because I wanted to create my own federation at one time where it was just me that did it. But it was hard, man. It was one of the hardest things I've done. All right. So, all right. Waymaker retains. All right, here we go. Melinda Gutierrez taking on The Witcher. So this is the #1 contender for the TV championship. The TV championship is currently held by Abigail. Of course, we saw Abigail taking on Sarah Perry earlier.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making her way to the ring from Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, the mechanic, Melandra Gutierrez.
Yeah, and I again, I have to give props to, one of my best friends, Vampiro 712, because he's got MSW, and I've known him for decades. And I wouldn't do this without him. I couldn't do this without him.
The superstar, Tony the Witch Cox.
The Witcher. Yeah, so I would have never done this or been able to do this without Vampiro 712. He did it first. I got involved with it. We used to do role-playing games back in the day. And he is a deep lover of wrestling. I'd say my sister is a deep lover of wrestling. My sister is one of the biggest wrestling fans, along with a lot of you guys are, even bigger than me. So I just think it's just a great community, to be honest with you guys. Right. I hear that, McCall. You're right. Yeah, I love creating the people, too. I could sit there, man. If I could just sit and create people all day, I would do it. It's so much fun. Oh, you have 3 accounts. Yeah, I have 2. I have 2 Steam accounts. I use my other Steam account for, like, my dream matches and stuff. So you guys see my dream matches that I do. And so I have a separate account that I do for that stuff. And, but yeah, I just love it. I hate on 2K a lot, but at the same time, they've given us this wonderful world that we can play in. And I think that's why we're so critical about this environment, because we have so many hours invested into it. Brian says, I don't know how I did. Brood Watson and Slim and everything, came up with them. Oh, right. Yeah, you have your own world, dude. And I'm glad to be able to bring some of that world into SWW. You're actually not a big wrestling fan, but love creating 50% of the characters are based off books. Yeah. Well, hey, there was a time when I loved creating more than I did wrestling. It was all about the creation suite for me. But I have always been a wrestling fan. I was for years. I get into it and then I kind of fall away from it. That's what I did for a long time. I'd be into it and then get away from it, then get into it, and then there's diehards, that never always stayed on it. My sister, she's never walked away from it. I'm not saying I walked away from it, but I just wouldn't be involved with it all that much. I'd watch it here and there, but oh jeez, look at Witcher. My goodness, man. And also too, because I am my job is in marketing. So I'm in the advertising and marketing world for my, and so what I like to do and what I'm testing is with the dream matches and stuff not necessarily SWW, but you know, the EFED. But as far as the dream matches, I'm testing the waters. I'm seeing, you know, how far I could push the channel using some of my marketing tactics to see how, you know, I can grow the subscriber base and the dream match end of things. And it's a challenge for me. I love a challenge, you know, and I love building these dream matches for the people. I love, you know, the subscriber world that is involved in both the dream match end of things and the EFED end of things, because they are two different worlds, yet they are the same. It's crazy. Oh, I hear you, McCall. Yeah. Yeah, my thumbnails have evolved over time. I am an Adobe. I mean, I would consider myself an expert. I've been working with Adobe products for over 30 years. My job is Photoshop. My job is I am well versed in video editing. I have a background, a little bit of a background, slight background in photography, ever so slight. My son is a better videographer than me. He is excellent, great video editor. He actually learned a lot from him. But as far as the Photoshop, design skills and all that, I went to school for that. That's my job. That's what I do for a living. Oh, man. Oh, my goodness. So, you know, put it this way, guys. If I could take my experience and skill and bring them to a full-time on this game, if I could like bring everything I have into this game on a full-time basis, I would love to see it. I would love to see what I can do. But what you're seeing in front of you is really just a very small fraction amount of time that I can devote to this game each week. I mean, it's a very small amount of time. I mean, you see a lot of other channels that are very refined and very built, I mean, it's like, I wonder, where do these guys get this time to do this stuff? Don't they? I mean, how do they afford their house? How do they do that? Do they have a wife or a significant other that pays for everything for them? How do they do that? You know, I don't get it. I have to work for my living. I have to have a job. I have to make money to pay for my house, to pay for my utilities, to buy food. I have no one that does that for me. It's all on me. So, yeah, I'm amazed by it all, and I just want to see how far I can push this on my own from a very part-time level to see how much I can grow this. Yeah, and you know, some people, they, I know a lot of people, I have family members, I'm not going to get into it because I don't want to, you know, I don't want to, you know, some of my families are private, and I don't want to bring, I can only talk about me, so I'm not going to talk about my other family members, but, yeah, I know people that are dealing with, sicknesses right now, diseases, and things that are taking them out of commission, and they can't work, you know, and you know, it's a struggle, and I love them, and you know what, they do the stuff that they can do, they do what they can do, and I have complete respect for people who are struggling. Oh man, Melinda Gutierrez wins it. Congratulations to her. Nice. Oh wait, oh, Arena Kozlov. Oh, didn't she do enough earlier? Oh my God. What is wrong with her? Get out of my face, Arena Kozlov, you piece of garbage. Freaking Red Syndicate. You guys can go to hell. Unbelievable. Did you guys see that garbage? Oh my gosh. Yeah, those people that do 24/7 live streams, that baffles me, man. I'm not going to get into names of you know, like a lot of the people out there. I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they do it. Like, they'll sit there and be like, I got a brand new car. I got this awesome house. I travel all over. I do that. I'm like thinking to myself, man, I struggle, man. I mean, I bust my rear end. I work like 60-hour weeks, 70-hour weeks. Just like, and I barely have enough, man. I'm like struggling, and it just baffles me where people, you know, how people do the stuff that they do, where they get, you know, and maybe I'm just, you know, I mean, I blame myself, but it's like, I don't know, man. I mean, I guess everybody has their own cross to bear, but I just don't know how they do it. That's what I'd love to know. How do you do it? You know, how do you drive that car that you drive? How do you have that big, beautiful house, man? How do you afford it? I never see you working. You're always out and about. I see people like that all the time. Like, where do you get did someone give you the money for that? Did you inherit it? It baffles me, man. It does. But I mean,